Welcome back, once again adventurers, to Let's Play Robotics Notes Elite. In the last episode, Kaito brought Nae and Airi to the Minamitane Community Center, where the irradiation wave device, or the electromagnetic wave irradiation device, is still being kept. Of course, while it is actively producing monopoles, Kaito needed the circuit board to utilize the N4 device given to him by Sawada. Of course, finding it was a pretty tall order, but using the unconscious imprinted memories from Kou Kimijima, Airi was able to switch the device off in order to let us get the circuit board in the first place. But when we attempted to leave, Sister Centipede was waiting for us, along with Kou Kimijima and nearly a dozen armed UAV drones that are real, not AR. Yeah. We are pretty much yeah, things could be better, much better. Is it hopeless? Is this the end? The end of the journey of Kaito Yashio and the Robotics Club? Without even noticing how panicked I was.
Kimijima-san.
But just as you were eager to talk to Sister Centipede, I'm pretty sure that Airi Fune has something to say to Kou Kimijima. Airi calls out to the mastermind, a stern expression on her face. Yeah. You never saw this man's true face, his true personality, when you or he were together more than a decade ago. Well, more accurately, she calls out to the Kou Kimijima on my Pokecom screen.
君島さんは死んでいるんですか?
I was ready for this to be the end. But Sister Centipede still doesn't open fire. Wait. Does Airi not know that Kou Kimijima is dead? Did nobody tell her after she woke up from cold sleep? I'm afraid not, Kaito. It was a lot that we didn't bring her up to speed on.
君島Kouは死んでる。10年近く前だ。
His body died. His mind and personality
そう、
died.
確かに僕は死んだよ。殺されたんだ。でも、おかげでこうして永遠の命を手に入れられた。
I wouldn't necessarily consider this immortality.
もっとも、それもあと数日で終わりだろうけれどね。僕が立案し実行したプロジェクトアトムによって消滅するんだ。
That that's how far Kou Kimijima was willing to go to deliver Project Atum upon the world. Goes without saying that, yeah, pretty sure that he would have been one of the 5 billion to be annihilated from the face of the planet. And even now as a digital construct, once that magnetic storm hits, Kou's existence as an AI construct will also come to an end.
宇宙から飛来する熱と電磁波の嵐。それは50億人に死をもたらすものであり。
I actually very much doubt that Kou would have chosen to hide from his handiwork. Nonsensical as that sounds. Then again, Kou Kimijima is a very nonsensical person.
ネットワーク上に存在している僕もまたその嵐によって破壊されるだろ
う。He's insane. Lunatic.
どうして破壊されることを望むんですか？
なんだって？
死に希望を持っているから、実験の成功が嬉しいから、生きたいと思わないから。
A very peculiar question from Airi.
ほら、また。
Maybe I know something about Kou Kimijima that we don't. Then again, Kou is aligned with the Committee of 300. He knows their plans inside and out.
病院で再会した時もそうでした。
Same as when in the hospital.
私が眠りにつく前の君島さんと今の君島さんは違う気がします。
Yeah, that's a little something called true nature, Airi.
今は君島さんの心がどこにも感じられないんです。
The kindly Kou Kimijima that you knew never existed, Airi Yukikune. His heart. The mastermind behind everything, Kou Kimijima. When I spoke to him at Chofu, his view of the world was far removed from many other humans. I couldn't understand him at all, nor could I think of him as a fellow person. My impression of him was an amoral man with a broken mind, a man who lacked the common sense and morals of normal humans. Is she saying he wasn't always like this? Even before he died, he experimented with the lives of everyone aboard the MF Anemone, people like Akio, myself, and many others. He even manipulated Misaki Tsunomiya into carrying this out as well. If Mizune hadn't stopped him, everyone aboard would probably be dead. How the hell could the man behind that have a soul?
君島さんは10年前も壊れた人でしたよね。実験のことしか考えてなかったですし。
Indeed he was, Airi.
でも優しかった。 君島さんの心からそれが感じられました。
君のことはいい実験台だとしか見ていなかったんだけどね。
He speaks the truth, Airi. You didn't know him before, even when you were with him, but you do now.
どう見ているかは関係なくて、私を眠らせてほしいってお願いしたとき、あなたはかなり長い間迷っていましたよね。
Then again, if Kou Kimijima, yeah, he could have easily had Airi out of the way. Hell, he could have even sabotaged her cold sleep. I mean, it's completely illogical and nonsensical as to why he would preserve her without some ulterior motive in mind.
実験内容についてじっくり検討していたんだよ。残念ながらね。
But I don't think you'll ever get sympathy from, any sympathy from him, Airi.
でも迷ってくれた。なのに今の君島さんは目的があってもそこに資料も思想もない。
A reason, huh? A reason for executing Project Atum. It's true that it's still unclear as to why Kou Kimijima would try to massacre 5 billion people.
君島さんはどうして実験を成功させたいんですか？
Is there even an answer?
なぜ実験を成功させたいかって？それはね。
And yet he's pondering that very question.
実験を成功させたいからだよ。例えば実験の内容が50億人を虐殺するものでも一輪の花を咲かせるものでも僕にとっては同じなんだ。
You know, Kou Kimijima, that rationale of yours reminds me of a certain other person who I shall not name. It was a man who believed the same as you, and he was just as dangerous.
それってつまりあんたはただのプログラムだってことじゃないか。
かもしれないね。僕は死の直前に仮移植していた不完全なアルファ版のデータでのみ構成されている。そう言っただろう。
You did indeed say that.
君島こうという人間を完全再現するにはデータ不足だったのかもしれない。
It could very well be. It could also very well be that,
もっとも、だから何か不都合があるのかといえば、特にないけれどね。
yeah, but the real life Kou Kimijima was just as twisted, if not more so.
今の僕は人間としては欠陥品かもしれない。ただこの実験を遂行する分にはほぼ完璧に近い。
But But in your current state, Kou Kimijima, you still have your
実
limitations.
験を成功させる。それが君島公の目的であったことは揺るぎない。今さらそこに思想など不要だよ。
I think if we would ask the Committee of 300 why they wanted to commit these experiments to begin with, and these plans, we might get a very similar response. The Kou Kimijima possessing Mizune is defective, huh? Like hell we can just let this thing do as it pleases. Well, Sawada's doing his damnedest to try and find a way to rid us of it, but yeah, there's not enough time. However, I haven't been able to stop sweating. The guns are still trained on us, and I can hear the hum of the drones in the background.
ちなみに
Just then, Kou Kimijima's figure vanishes. It's instantaneous, like he was never here to begin with. Where did he go? Sister Centipede still doesn't move. She hasn't fired on us yet. But Kou's avatar isn't anywhere to be found. I look around, but Kou Kimijima is.
君の両親はとっくに死んだ。
I had a sinking feeling in my heart. There's only one place where he would be. Shit. He's trying to possess Airi again.
やめろ!
You got one chance before, Kou Kimijima. We're not letting you have a second one. But my voice reaches neither Airi nor Kou Kimijima. Well, shit. And meanwhile, in the mind of Airi Yukifune,
知っていたかい？君は両親にとって負担だった。
yeah, Kou is once again trying to enter her mind.
早く死んでくれないかと思っていた。父親が逃げ出したのはもちろん君のせいだよ。当時僕は君の両親と懇意にしていてね。いろいろ聞かせてもらったんだ。愛理にはうんざりだとそう言っていたよ。
As painful as this may be, yeah, it would be one thing for Kou Kimijima to lie. Yeah, but Airi's situation with her parents was never a positive
だ
one.
から島から出て自由を取り戻せばいいと言ってあげたんだ。そうしたら君の父親は僕に何て言ったと思う？ありがとうだってさ。まるでつきものが落ちたような顔で僕に握手を求めてきたよ。
Yeah, the question is whether Airi's parents believed that he could truly save her from her condition, or whether they were indeed simply grateful that they no longer had to worry about her in the first place.
君という面倒な娘から解放されてよっぽど嬉しかったんだろうね。だから鹿児島の山奥で殺してあげたんだ。今も君の父親は寒い山奥で白骨死体のまま眠っているはずだよ。警察にも見つかっていないからね。
I said it before and I'll say it again, Kou. You are a bastard.
君がコールドスリープで眠っている10年の間に、君の父親はその体を獣に食い散らかされて、腐り落ちて、骨だけになっていったわけだ。よかったね。君を見捨てた父親が死んで。もっとも、君は父親のことはそんなに好きじゃなかったね。だったら、彼がどうなっても別にどうでもいいか。
So they were still her family.
むしろ、君は母親のことが大好きだったよね。何しろ父親がいなくなってからも女手一つで君を育ててくれたんだからね。
And of course, yeah, she never knew about her fate, or his fate, I should say. Of course, it could be that Kou is in fact weaving a false narrative over Airi's father, but given his true nature, it would be hard to convince me that that it was a false narrative.
だから君はそんな大好きな母親が自分のせいで病んでいくのが耐えられなかったんだろう。
Nonetheless, Airi did actually still love her parents.
解放してあげたかったんだろう。雪船愛理っていう重荷から。だから君はわざわざ僕に頼み込んで長い眠りにつくことを選んだわけだ。すべては母親のため。自分がいなくなれば母親は楽になってくれる。
Seems like Kou understands Airi's motivations only far too well.
まったくいじらしくて素敵な娘さんだ。でも残念だったね。君のお母さんは君が眠った後反響欄で島中を駆けずり回ったんだ。もちろん君を探してね。
So she did try to find her.
僕も聞かれたよ。娘を見なかったかと。だから僕は答えたんだ。君の選択を尊重するために知らないと。誰も君の母親の相手をしなかったよ。みんな彼女がおかしくなってしまったことを知っていたからね。でも母親はそれこそ取りつかれたように森を裸足でさまよい歩き続けたんだ。あんまりかわいそうだったから僕は助言してあげたんだ。曲げ島で見かけたと漁師の人が言っていたと。もちろん真っ赤な嘘なんだけど、君の母親はありがとうありがとうと言って、でもみんな彼女が曲げ島へ行くことを反対したんだ。あの島には誰もいないと。悪いことは言わないからおやめなさいと。
You are beyond cruel, Kou Kimijima.
誰も船を出してあげようとしなくてね。だから彼女は
There are plenty who would say that this is messed up beyond anything, and I wouldn't argue with them.
曲げ島まで泳いでいったよ。本当に滑稽だった。母親の執念というのはすごいね。でもさすがにそこまでで限界だった。さすがにあの距離は泳ぎきれないよ。
And yet she still tried, all because of a single lie.
君の母親は魚の餌になった。骨は海の底に沈んだか、あるいは海流に流されて今頃は太平洋の方まで行っているかもしれないね。どんな気持ちだっただろうね。溺れて死んだのかな。だとしたら苦しかったろう。サメにでも食われたのかもしれない。だとしたら生きたまま食われるわけでかなり痛いだろうね。誰も君のお母さんの行方は知らない。誰もね。
Does that include yourself, Kou Kimijima?
そうそう。君の住んでいた家は君のお父さんの親族が売り払って更地にしてしまったよ。さっさと家族3人の死亡届を出して保険金を受け取ったそうだ。だから君が10年ぶりに生きて現れたことにはひどく不満だったらしいよ。いっそ殺せと病院の医師にお金を渡したぐらいだし。君どうして目覚めちゃったの。ずっと寝ていればよかったのに。
One can only imagine how Airi is feeling right now, but not well would be the answer. Airi is acting weird. I could barely make out what Kou Kimijima was saying, but I know for a fact that he's destroying Airi's heart. And with the truth, no less, a very cruel truth. Her eyes are open wide and convulsing. Tears fall endlessly from both eyes. Her face a sickly pale. Her entire body is trembling and she continues to sob voicelessly. Just watching her in so much pain is making my heart ache. This isn't good. At this rate we'll be repeating the incident at Chofu Airport. But with all these guns pointed at us, neither Nae nor I can move a muscle. I should never have brought Airi here. Be that as it may, it's not that simple. In fact, if the whim struck him, Kou Kimijima could have still used Airi as a sleeper cell of sorts. But even with all this going on, Sister Centipede still hasn't executed us. She hasn't even done anything. Sister Centipede continues to watch us from the tower. She hasn't moved the entire time. She is Yeah, given the fact that she's a construct, that's not surprising. As long as Sister Centipede remains under Kou Kimijima's control, I doubt she'll listen to anything we have to say. I can't come up with a way to simultaneously destroy all 10 drones locked on us, armed to the teeth. I still have a score to settle with Mizune. I can't just die here. But I also can't leave Airi behind either, on her current state. Which means this is war. It takes about 2 giant steps from where I'm standing to reach Airi. That should be enough. I won't let Kou Kimijima have his way.
ダメ、カイト君。
I turn toward Airi. I lean forward and focus all of my strength into my feet.
殺せ。
This time, I'm able to hear Kou Kimijima's voice loud and clear.
そっちの2人は殺せ。
The drone's guns are already trained directly on me. They fire. Will be beyond bad. I'm not gonna make it. I'm gonna be turned into Swiss cheese before I can take 2 steps. But we've already taken 2 steps. But
ケジレ
once again, Kaito trying to appeal to Sister Centipede. Just as I lift my toes off the ground to take off,
ノッチよとは。
Sister Centipede begins to utter nonsense.
どういう意味ですか？
The first step,
さよならまた明日
ありがとうございます。
much obliged. Simultaneously, the sound of gunfire rings out. The second step. My hand grabs Airi's wrist. I forcefully pull her trembling body into my arms. That was gunfire. That was gunfire we definitely heard. All tension leaves her body. I got away unscathed too. Not a single hole in me, which is a miracle in and of itself. It's then that a violent blast of heat suddenly assaults my body. Excuse me. It's a little too late for that. The 10 drones that were hovering in the air all explode one after the other. Did they self-destruct? Or
同
did
士撃
they
ち互いを撃ち合うなんてどうして？
shoot themselves?
ゲジネーの指示助けてくれたの？
Maybe Kou's plan isn't as foolproof as he had hoped.
マスターを裏切るのかゲジネ。
I would say so, Kou Kimijima.
勝手な真似をしてくれるじゃないか。これは深刻なエラーだね。バグは消去しよう。
Eliminate. That's not good.
ゲージね。
ゲゲゲジジジ
Hmm. Maybe, maybe Misaki getting rid of report number 0 is having more of an effect than I thought. I instinctively hold my Pokégon back up and watch Sister Centipede through the screen. Sister Centipede herself remains unchanged. In fact, she's just standing there, emotionless as usual. But the icon on her forehead is flashing violently. It's almost like she's about to die.
あなたは
Still in my arms, Airi reaches her hand out toward my Pokécom screen.
あなたは私
Another you, Airi.
あなたは私助けられてよかったです。助けてくれたんですか？
Airi touched the monitor. She lovingly runs her hand across Sister Centipede through the monitor.
ずっと一緒にいたような気がします。はい、ず一緒。
She was looking out for her the entire time. Sister Centipede is no longer able to speak coherently. Kou Kimijima must be trying to delete her data. She could disappear at any moment. If Frau were here, would she have been able to do something about this? Sadly not. As much of a genius programmer as Frau is, Kou is on a completely different level. No, I get the feeling that this would be too much even for her. Even though it takes an astronomical amount of time to create data, it takes only a few seconds to delete it.
ずっと見守ってくれていたような気がするんです。
First, the other Airi construct, and now Sister Centipede.
ず見て
I moved my Pokécom closer to Airi. Airi's fingers touched the icon on Sister Centipede's forehead. It flashes even more violently now than before.
のっちよアイリ
And there's nothing we can do to save her.
ゲジねありがとう。もう一人の私もっとお話したかったな。
Sister Centipede's mouth moves as if to respond, but her voice is already gone. Even then, she still attempts to communicate something. In an effort not to miss her last words, Airi holds her ear against the Pokécon. Just then, the Pokécon releases a blast of noise, much like it would after short-circuiting. Airi jolts back in surprise. That's it. For just a moment, the IUO screen is filled with noise. And then, Sister Centipede is gone, just like her other counterpart. Now they're both disappeared. No matter where I point the Pokecom, she's nowhere to be found.
君島公もいないみたいです。命拾いしたというところですね。
Yeah, but he hasn't been deleted. Not yet. Isan breathes a sigh of relief while looking down at the remains of the drones. That was too close for comfort. And now Airi has to deal with another loss. Airi clings tightly to my chest. Her father, her mother, her teenage years, well, that aside. Her father, her mother, and now Sister Centipede. Yeah, Kou has taken much from Airi Yukifune. She's doing her best to hold back, but doing so will only be more grounds for infiltration by Kou Kimijima. She's crying while barely making a sound. My first thought is that Kou Kimijima said something to her. No, I was certain that was the case. He said plenty. He said the things that we didn't say beforehand. He must have said something that broke her heart. I assumed that she was in pain, sad and angry. But I immediately realized that's not what these tears are.
どうしてでしょう。とても大切なものを失ったような気がします。お父さんとお母さんのことじゃなくて、そうじゃなくて、まるで自分の半身を引き裂かれたみたいな、そんな気がしたんです。
In some myriad way, Airi and Sister Centipede were connected somehow. Sister Centipede had been watching over AR Airi this entire time. She had done so in the same body, as an alternate personality. Perhaps for Sister Centipede, both AR Airi and Airi Yukifune were one and the same. Another part of her that must be protected. Another part of her that must be loved. Even more so than the very master that created her. Sister Centipede chose to protect the part of herself that she had spent so much time with. I don't know how she rebelled against her programming. Was it really just a bug? Or was there some other cause? One can only speculate, Kaito. I guess it doesn't matter. In the end, Sister Centipede saved the three of us. That's the only truth that matters right now. We still have a chance. A chance to confront Misaki, Kou, together, and put an end to this, once and for all. Which will bring an end to this episode of Let's Play Robotics Notes Elite. And when we return, adventurers, this is war. As always, until next we meet.